Hello there, Brian here. Thanks for logging into my noggin for my latest blogging. You must forgive me. Sue, who runs my website, asked me to record my latest webcast as live, as I've just returned from the UK Hall of Fame Awards, in which I've been inducted. Cheers! As you can see from my tongue, we've had a very happy night. Myself and many others, Bob Plant, Rog Taylor, Sue Quattro, and Bo, all performed live at Hackney Empire. Excuse me. It's been a long time since I drank so much and my head is beginning to spin. A highlight for me was being awarded the award by the award-winning director Ridley Scott, who's a big fan of my music. I'm not a fan of his films post-Blade Runner, but Alien is one of my top 3 Alien films. Ridley has asked me to perform at his 73rd birthday. Russell Crowe will be there, Tony Hopkins, Harrison Ford, and Thelma and Louise. Sadly, I can't make it, as I have a new washing machine being delivered and I have to stay in and sign for it. It's one of those things, we can't get a babysitter. The last one logged into my computer and started sending rude things to another girl. She wasn't even good looking, but I think they were lesbians. It was great to see my old pals from Thoch at the weekend. They were inducted 3 years ago. I was asked to perform with them at the time, and as you know, I couldn't make it, as my mother was having a dishwasher delivered at that time and asked if I could stay in and sign for that too. She was on holiday. She went to Corfu. Didn't rain too much, but she unfortunately began her menopause one day, and that sort of kind of ruined the holiday for her. Okay. Has anybody got a light? What? Well, come on, it's my studio. I've just been inducted into the Hall of Fame. You'd think I could have a cigarette. Oh, I didn't realize it was daytime. I've been drinking all night. I was asked by Paul O'Grady to sing his autobiography for Comic Relief. We're hoping to raise thousands of pounds for the next marathon in 2011. Paul is a good friend, although I've never met him. God, can we stop now? I really don't feel like this. Ned has been in here. There are magazines everywhere. Those magazines. I am currently working on 2 great projects. The first is a concept album, an experiment in sound and trance called The Worm Turned. I've used NASA space equipment to record worms sliding about in a pram filled with Earth. I've added my own ambient soundtrack featuring the dead air from my loft. The album is only available to download for an hour in May 2012 to coincide with the worm equinox. Bugbears! I have no bugbear this week. I am too happy, although I do think David Cameron is a buffoon. Worms. Now, my new album was almost complete until I discovered that the engineer was secretly using electricity to power the equipment as the solar panels were becoming rusty. I was very angry. I refused to release an album that harms the planet, so I'm going to re-record the album using hydropower. I'm having a giant wheel made from Nordic pine by scientists in Pern. Ah, you might say, surely getting a wheel from Switzerland to here will use a lot of power. But no, my wheel will be rowed across the channel and then rolled to the river behind my Pogo studio. No cars, no power other than that of a man will be used. The BBC are filming it for a special Horizon, which will be fronted by Frank Skinner. And we're hoping to raise awareness for Nordic pine wheels. And hopefully, soon, every home will have one in their river garden. Oh, I can't do this for much longer. I'm going to bed. Riddling worm lying in the bed, looking about till he scratched his head, but the worm couldn't scratch his head. He hadn't any arms. Equinox! Worm power!